What is up, people and dancers of the internet? My name is Jason Pickett and welcome back to the next episode of Dancer Reacts. Sad story, I filmed one of these a couple weeks ago and I filmed it in portrait mode because I'm making a lot of TikToks. And then I went to upload it to YouTube and realized that that was not going to work out. So here we are in landscape mode for another episode of Dancer Reacts. I'm a professional dancer, dance teacher, and choreographer, and this is where I react to viral dance videos. Today we are taking a look at the first place junior large group hip hop, You Made Me, out of Stanwood, Washington. This video has like 1.2 million views from a couple years back. We have not, I believe, reacted to a junior routine. A lot of times they're older routines, so we're gonna check it out and we're gonna catch the vibes. If you have a video that you wanna see me react to, comment down below and we'll make it happen. Let's get right into it. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1, bam.
I just took her name and made that bitch a LLC. Stuff a couple stacks up in and get on your feet. You make twice as much if you switch it up just to see. So you he's rich and famous, but he's just a guy to me. I feel like I'm King Kong. Ain't still going ding dong. 2 girls getting
Nice. Dope. So just right off the rip to clarify, because we talk about this almost every time, and it's a good thing that people are doing this, is it has a good intro, starts off nice and slow, and we kind of like, it doesn't just jump into the dancing, right? It kind of starts off, builds us up a little bit, and then we get into the piece.
They don't rap, they sing songs. I stay with that pink gown. Pink furs and them pink arms. Goons out if they blink wrong. Think hard but don't think long. Took a little break but I'm back to me.
Nice.
Trying to make a new Nicki with a factory. Well, these low IQ hold back with me. Tell them that I watched it.
Dope. So one thing is this video is kind of weird because the camera's like roaming, which is not super common for dance competitions. So that's kind of dope, kind of weird too. But so far, I think the biggest thing that I would say is it feels a little bit like, I always tell my dancers that they need to have a little bit of a punch or a little bit of urgency when they're dancing. So it needs to feel a little more snappy, right? The other like tip that I'll give is it's kind of like when you whip somebody with a towel, and there's like basic whip, and then there's like whip where you pull it back really quickly, and that opposition is what creates the snap and what creates a nice texture. So that would be the biggest thing I would say so far, is it just feels a little soft. So we'd want to sharpen that up a little bit, give it a little bit more punch and just a little bit more urgency overall. Good movement right there. Yeah, because see, we have this like nice boom and boom and boom and boom, but the contrast wasn't there because the sections before weren't hitting as much. So then that when we get to that slower section, it doesn't pop out as much. Performance is good. That needs to go. The other thing that I'm noticing is we need to really get down into our plie on that. This is what they made me do. They made me do. That needs to get down into the plie, down into that second position, down into the floor. And we need to work through the floor, not just bend our knees. Choreography is good though. One thing that I would maybe have kind of looked at right there on that change of the music, we come over the top with that like invisible gun, creating like a level change right there. So then when the music switches, we can switch our level back or adjust our level again. And again, we're creating contrast because we talk about, we don't want to have our pieces be one noted. We don't want the energy to kind of like get complacent. So by using level changes, by using something like that within the formation, maybe could have made that music swap stand out a little bit more. Yeah, the other thing that you might hear judges talk about sometimes when you get your critiques back from competition is we really want to be able to see, not only see and hear, but feel the change in the music as well. So we need to make sure that as dancers, we're kind of adjusting our approach, adjusting our attention, and just adjusting our textures to match the change of the music so that that stands out. Again, it's all about creating contrast, right? We put all of these really dope songs in our mixes, and we want to make sure that all of those stand out and have their own sort of feel and vibe to them. Yeah. So like that change was really dope. That change where they dropped levels, the one person stayed up, and then we went into that little ad lib before they get into the next part. That was nice because it created that contrast that we're talking about. Performance in this group is really, really good. So, and if we're noticing it like through video, then we can only assume that in person, that performance is carrying really, really loud. Dope. Hey. One thing too to point out is that like the level of this piece is so well matched with the dancers. Like the dancers are really, really able to execute it. And that's why, like, I'm not being too particular on the choreography itself. I would say the biggest thing that I would have done with this piece is we would have just drilled it a million times to pull that energy out, getting down into that plie, because even just making these dancers get low and then dance a little bit bigger is going to automatically elevate the piece. And because it's so matched with their ability, it's going to just elevate the piece to a whole nother level. Hey. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun little like detail, a fun little visual. And I was just gonna say before this section, I do feel like, again, getting down in that plie, using our levels more, and like variety in our levels. So not just having the whole group go down, but having sections of the group go down. And then it also feels like we could have changed up and just been a little bit more creative when it comes to our formations. Because our formations really bring to life not only the piece, but the music as well, right? And sometimes the music will kind of guide you around the stage and kind of show you where you need to be. And I think sometimes that gets missed a little bit with competition pieces. Go off. Dope. Yeah, and then I think just to like finalize and like period the piece, I think we could have like done a little bit more. I love a last minute transition or formation change to the ending kind of like pose or the ending hit. But I think that we could have done a little bit more getting there. So then again, that idea of contrast, that ending hit becomes a little bit more powerful. So we want to think about adding like a transition or adding some sort of movement. Maybe just the transition itself is bigger, a little bit more urgent. So then when they get to that final part and they hit that ending, it becomes a good contrast with the rest of the piece. So overall, really dope piece. The cut of music was really dope. Again, the choreography was really well matched to the ability of the dancers. I think we just need to get down into our pocket a little bit more, down into our level a little bit more. And then we always cannot forget bounce, rock, roll, skate, those foundational movements of the style. We want to make sure that we're incorporating those into the dance, because that bounce and that rock in our upper body is what allows the routine to breathe and really live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, as always, if you have a video that you want me to react to, comment down below and we will make it happen. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys on the next one.